Hi everyone, and welcome to Moonstone Makes. My name is Tommy. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as DynamiteTrujillo. Links are down below if you want to find me anywhere. These are the places that I'm at in the description box below. That is also where you'll find show notes, like links to things that I talk about today. Today is a very dark and dreary and rainy Monday in April here on the Northern California coast where I'm coming to you from. Today I'm going to be talking about what I've been working on in March. I have knitting and not very much of it. I have not been knitting very much or crafting very much at all. My mojo is so down. It's like so down. But I do have a couple things that I have worked on that I'm going to share with you today. So first though, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing my Mazzy cardigan. This was a cardigan that I knit out of Harrisville Designs Nightshades, which is a DK weight wool yarn. I forget what breed it is. Maybe it's Rambouillet. I don't know. But it's a non-superwash wool. It's a woolen spun yarn, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. It's black with tones of green running through it, like an olive green. And I really, really love this cardigan. It was a bottom-up construction. It's written by Elizabeth Smith. That is the pattern designer. And bottom-up, mostly stockinette, except for this kind of cable rib detail here along the front bands, which are knitted into the cardigan itself, so there's no going in afterwards and picking anything up. I mostly really love this cardigan. It has pockets that are pretty much useless because they're teeny. They're that big. This is the pocket size. I do wish it was a little bit longer. I say that with like 85% of the cardigans that I knit after the fact. I wish it was a little bit longer. I am considering cutting out the cast on and re-knitting some more length into it going down, because I think I would like it much better. I like it a lot, but I think I would like it much better if it was like 3 inches longer. Yeah, like 3 inches longer. I think that would be great. I don't really want to do that, and I don't even know if I have yarn left. I might not even have yarn left, but I know you can do it. It's like a thing, but I haven't done it yet. Anyway, that's what I'm wearing. That's my cardigan. I'm wearing it over this dress that I got pretty recently from a thrift store. Okay, let's talk about finished objects. I have one finished object, and it is the Noah's hiking hat by somebody whose name is on the screen. I didn't look anything up before I started, like at all. But this is a baby hat. I knit it for my son River. Sorry, my lighting is fun. And I knit this out of Imperial Yarns. And that is what I have left over. It's an Aran weight. And do I know the base? I don't think I do. I don't think I have a tag. I don't have a tag. But it's the Aran one. And it's in this lovely teal color. Yeah, I love this pattern for baby hats. It's a top-down hat, which is interesting. So you cast on like a pretty big number of stitches, and then you knit down, do a bunch of increases, knit more, and do the ear flaps. And then at the end, you just cinch up that hole at the top so that it's a little bit bunchy at the top. And it's mostly ribbing with a little bit of garter at the ear flaps, and then an I-cord tie, which babies love to chew on. So there's that. That's a fun thing. And I think I knit the I knit like the 18-month size or the 2-year size, something like that. River's 10 months old, but this size fits him really good right now. In fact, he's even maybe starting to get a little too big for it. That's not true. That's not even true at all. I do want to make a pom-pom. I've knit him this same hat once before with some handspun, and I did put a pom-pom on that one. That was his like newborn up until 6 months hat. And the pom-pom was adorable. But I just haven't gotten around to doing a pom-pom on this one yet. But I will sometime. I love this hat. I really, really love an ear flap hat for babies. They are the best. So that's this hat. My one finished object, what's that? My one finished object for this whole entire month was that hat. And my next project is out of this handspun. So this was some handspun that I spun out of a bat that I carded myself. And this was Rambouillet, Sari Silk, Bio Nylon, and Mohair. And I blended it together. I blended all those fibers together into a bat on my fancy kitten drum carder. And I am making some socks with it. And I have one done, and this is what it looks like. So I don't have enough for an entire pair of socks. So I did one big fat contrasting toe. But here's what the fabric looks like. I'm so happy with how this handspun is knitting up. It's just gorgeous. I love it. It's like my perfect fabric. It's like very dark. It's like a very dark chocolate brown with just like that hot pinkish kind of, what's that word? Like laser purple running through it. It's not laser purple. That's not the word I'm thinking of. But I love it. I just love how it looks a lot. I would love a sweater out of this blend. And I can recreate this, like for sure. So I don't know. We'll see. But what I did is I split my whole skein up into 2 equal-sized cakes. I did a top-down sock, and I just knit my first sock until I ran out of yarn, and then did a contrasting toe. So the yarn that I used for my contrast is this. And this is Blackwater Abbey yarns, which is a 2-ply sport weight Irish wool. Here's the tag. And it's kind of the best thing I had in my stash to go with this handspun. The handspun is like a sport weight, and so I needed something of similar gauge. I wanted something of similar gauge, and I wish I would have had like a black or a really dark brown or something, but I just didn't. And while this is a very different kind of color, it does have a lot of pinks and purples running through it. It's kind of like an oatmeal-y base, but with a lot of different colors blended in. And I feel like pinks and lavenders are kind of the prominent colors running through it. So that's the first one. I did a 2x2 ribbing for the cuff. I cast on using a German twisted cast on. And I have notes on my telephone. I cast on 56 stitches, and then I decreased slowly down to 50 stitches, and then kept 50 the rest of the way. So that's what these stitch markers are, is every spot that I decreased. And that's just because I like my socks to be kind of up around my calf, and I like that to be a little looser, and then as it gets down to my ankle, I like it to be a little more snug. So I like to cast on with a higher number of stitches and then decrease down for like a taller sock. And this is the one I'm working on now. I'm using a size 2, a US 2, my high sharp interchangeables for this sport weight handspun. So again, I just like love this fabric so much. Yeah, I have already made another bat that's almost identical to this one, but I'm saving it for, I'm doing a trunk show, so I'm the dyer behind Moonstone Dyeworks. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I've been on kind of a hiatus from Moonstone Dyeworks, and that's just because with 2 small children, that is what happened. But I do have a trunk show coming up at my local yarn shop, which is called Yarn. It's in Eureka, California. It's on April 29th for Local Yarn Shop Day. And if you happen to be in the area, you should totally come. But yeah, I'm dyeing up a bunch of yarn for that, and I'm also hoping to make some bats to bring along as well. So I've already done something very similar to this, and I just love these fibers a lot. So the Rambouillet came from Lana, which is I'll link to them below. They're a really cool farm, Rambouillet farm, and so this is my other sock. I have been like completely uninspired to work on them though. That's all, this is all I've been working on, especially since I actually knit too far down and I skipped my decreases. So now I have to rip back like an inch and start my decreases and then keep knitting. So I've like really lost steam on these things. Like this has been a whole month's progress of all my knitting, pretty much. So yeah, that is it. It is living in a wonderful bag though that I have made by This Handmade Life. It's a patchwork bag and I love it a lot. So that's it. That's all the crafting. I literally have nothing else to show. Except for a couple gifts that I got. I got sent a couple of patterns by the designers very kindly, so I am going to share those so that you can check them out if you want to. And they're both things that I want to cast on. I would like to cast them on soon. I don't know if it's going to happen because of this whole mojo dilemma, but they're very cool patterns, and I'm going to show you. The first one is Wendy's Favorite Shawlette by my friend Wendy Sullivan. And this is a DK weight Shawlette pattern, so it calls for 1 skein of DK weight yarn. And I really like it. Thank you, Wendy, for gifting me your pattern. I would love to knit this one up pretty soon using Moonstone Dyeworks DK weight yarn. I think that would be a really nice shop sample, or a giveaway prize for my quarterly Patreon drawing. I think that would be a really awesome prize. If you are a patron of mine, thank you so much. If you're interested in it, there's a link below to check it out. And the other pattern that I got gifted is a very cute pair of fingerless mitts by Streely Made Designs, and they're the One Happy Cat mitts. They're a colorwork design out of Aran weight yarn, so they seem really, really quick. I would love to knit these for Lucy, and she's 3, so it comes in adult sizes only, but something like this I feel like could be really easily adjusted with gauge to be smaller, so I think that's where my mind is going for these. They're adorable. And that is it, everybody. I would love to know what kind of things you're working on. I would love to know, what are your go-to knitting slump patterns? I know that the world of the knitting slump is large. It happens, and you just kind of have to be okay with it. I am totally okay with it. I do not mind being in a knitting slump. Typically, when I get into a knitting slump, it's because other hobbies are like demanding more of my time and attention. And for me right now, that's reading books, and I'm totally fine with that. But I know at some point I'll move out of it. But given that, it would be really nice to have like a really, I don't know, one of those like little easy, fun, quick satisfaction patterns to just do and not have any hiccups with or anything to really think about, and just kind of like inch myself out of this knitting slump that I am in. I'm actually, I just this morning got inspired by an old project of mine, my spiral cardigan. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a crochet cardigan that I made out of some Brooklyn tweed shelter. And I was like, I really wanted to make another one of those because I ripped my original one out. It is no longer. I don't remember why. I made a size that was too small or something, and like Brooklyn tweed was just not good for it because the gauge is very loose because it's crochet. It's like a very open crochet, and so like it ripped at one point, and it's like it just, anyway, I don't have it anymore, but I really loved that sweater, so I kind of really want to make another one of those, and it was very fast and very easy. Maybe that'll be my thing. I don't know. What should I make? Tell me what to make. Ooh, just tell me what you think I should make. I would love that. If you told me in the comments what you think I should make, like this next couple, okay, what, what should I make in April? Just like anything, just like tell me something to make. And then, because I do good with that. I do good with like giving like being assigned a task. Tell me what you think I should make in April. It can be as vague or as specific as you want. I don't care. And I will pick one of the things and make it, and then it'll be in my next video. And maybe if you suggested the thing that I make, like, you get something. Like I like say thank you or send you something. I don't know. I'm just talking out my butt here. But I would really like that. Tell me what I should make in April, please. Okay, I'm gonna leave you there because I have nothing else to say. I hope you are having a really, really great spring. I hope wherever you are, it is beautiful because of the rain or because of the sunshine or because of the chilly coldness that lets you wear sweaters or because of the super warmth that lets you wear short skirts. I don't know. If you enjoyed this week's video, if you enjoyed this month's video, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Please forgive my this whole business where I'm way up here. And I will see you in the next video. I love you all very much.